I mentioned recently that I've been kind of playing small, that like I haven't like done everything I need to do to grow the business, grow the brand, like all the things. And one of those things that I've been playing small with is my website. I need to go in my website and like make sure that people who want to pay me can pay me. This sounds insane, but when I was a web designer, I used to tell people like people need to know within like 2 seconds of being on your website how they can pay you. And I can tell you right now, my website does not meet those criteria. And it's funny because like I kind of sit in this like middle of the road situation where I'm like part creator, part business owner. And a lot of creators don't have any way to pay them or make money from them on their website, which number one mistake. But then business owners go the other way and it's all about making money. And I kind of want to straddle that line because I want this to be a place where if somebody finds me on YouTube and they go to my website, it feels very like welcoming and fun and they can just learn more about me. Or I want this to be a place where if somebody finds me on YouTube and wants to buy a YouTube audit, they can do that. Or if someone finds me on a podcast and wants to hire me for a one-on-one session, they can do that. So I want to balance this line a little bit, but I've got to make it a bit more user-friendly. This video is sponsored by Dubsado. More on them in a minute. Okay, so this is my current website, and like I love my website, by the way. I redid the design of it and things like that a few months ago, and I absolutely love it. I did just recently take off like a whole menu bar that just had shop items and things like that because I'm gonna stop emphasizing like the shop section of the website as much. But basically we have like come hang out on YouTube. My students can do like have a login here, and then we have like start here, shop, blog, podcast, resources, and contact. And as you scroll down, it just kind of gives them content to watch or listen to. And that's pretty much it until they toggle through one of these options. Now, I want to do 2 things today. One, I want somebody who hits this website to be able to purchase a YouTube audit, like super quickly, because right now you could not find YouTube audits if you wanted to on the website. Like I linked to them in my description of my YouTube videos, but like not on my website, which is so stupid. And then the second thing I want people to be able to do is hire me for a one-on-one session. So I do not work one-on-one in an ongoing fashion with people. And I used to have like coaching packages where, you know, you hired me and we worked on something for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months, but it's not my favorite way to work with people. One, because a lot of times like my clients would get in the middle of this and be like, oh, you know, I just don't feel like doing this thing, or I don't want to do this thing. And I was taking my time to jump on these calls. And yes, they were paying me, but I felt like there was no action on the other end. And so I just like got to where I fell out of love with the type of work. But also, I do not like to be on the phone. Ever. And if I can build a business without having to be on the phone, I will. So having like ongoing calls with people is not something I want to do. So I do not do like ongoing one-on-one packages, but I do offer one-on-one sessions where somebody can pay me for like an hour of my time and we can work on whatever they want to work on and all of this stuff. And then I also offer VIP days where someone can come in and we can spend an entire day together, whether it's in person or on virtual, like on Zoom. And usually those VIP days are a bit more strategic and a bit more hands-on where I can like help them do the things, like physically help them. So I offer those 2 options and there's nowhere to purchase them on the website. And for a while that was intentional. Like for a while that was like, oh, I don't want that many people, you know, purchasing these sessions from me. But now I have enough people wanting to work with me one-on-one where I need it to be like super accessible. Now there's other things I want to do on the website, but for the purposes of this video and taking y'all along with me, those are the 2 things I'm gonna do. I mentioned a second ago that Dubsado was the sponsor of this video. And I have to take a few minutes to tell you about them because I'm gonna use Dubsado to build the form that people can fill out to buy these one-on-one sessions with me. Dubsado helps you manage your clients, automate your work, and grow your business. I have been using Dubsado since 2015, 2016. I don't know, but it's been a long time and I absolutely love the software. Basically, you can use Dubsado to sign contracts, collect payments, send like forms to people, embed forms on a website for people to fill out to then get a contract and submit a payment. and create super powerful, awesome workflows that make it all work on autopilot, so you don't have to spend on time doing that. I mean, it's magical. I'm gonna show you here in a second, but if you wanna check out Dubsado for yourself, go to heyjessica.com/Dubsado, and it's DUBSADO. It's so cute. They have like this cool, like fun story about how their kid named their company, and so it's like a totally made up word, but it's like super cute. But anyway, go to heyjessica.com/Dubsado and use code HeyJessica to get 30% off your first month or year with Dubsado. That code does expire April 30th, so like, hurry. Okay, so what I want to do for this is I want to create a form where people can just purchase a one-on-one session, and then they get a form to fill out for me to get all the information I need. They get the contract that they need to sign, and they get to schedule this session so that it all happens with like the push of a button on their end, and my team is kind of removed from it. Okay, so in Dubsado, I'm just gonna use a lead capture form, and I'm going to get them to put in like their first name, their last name, their email, their website, what kind of problems or what they expect to get out of a call with me, and which of these options they want to book for. They want to book like a 1 hour session, or do they want to book a VIP day? And I'm going to have them do that and then check the box that they understand the cost of these things, because I'm not someone, I definitely believe in like cost transparency. Like I don't want people filling out this form and then me being like, hey, it costs $750 an hour to hire me, and then being like, so this form will go on a page where they already know the cost and everything, or will be linked to it, but I want to like just check a box so that once they do that, we can like send them into the right thing. So I'm gonna create that, and then based on what they select, whether they want the one-on-one 1 hour session or the VIP session, it will shoot them into the contracts for each of those, the payment for each of those, and the scheduling for each of those. So it'll be like a fun little tree that they can work through. Okay, so the workflows in Dubsado make this like super freaking easy. Basically, now I can tell it that once someone fills out that form, that they need to be sent the contract. And then when someone signs the contract, they need to be sent the invoice and the schedule to book the actual call. And it's really freaking cool because you literally just like go in and say, create an invoice 0 days after the contract has been signed. And then you put in the like package that you want them to purchase and select any payment plans, which I'm not gonna do that. And then you can tell it what you want the email to say. Like, hey, here's what I want this to say. Now what's gonna happen is they're gonna fill out that form, and then they'll be sent a contract immediately. Once they sign that contract, they'll be sent the invoice immediately. And then once they do that, they can schedule the thing all in Dubsado. So now I'm gonna go in Dubsado and just grab the embed link for this, and I'm gonna create a page on my website to actually get this done. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this in a minute, but for the purposes of this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in my WordPress site some custom HTML and just embed what we just did. So now there is a page on my website where someone can go and literally be like, okay, yeah, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do a one-on-one session or a VIP day. And then when they submit it, it triggers this whole thing, and it happens on autopilot without my team having to be involved, and it's amazing. So like I said a second ago, if you want to try out Dubsado, it's so freaking good. Go to heyjessica.com/Dubsado and use code HeyJessica for 30% off. I could nerd out about automation like this all day long. I will tell you something super fun. So since we just brought on a new person, since we just brought on Cypress, who is a new part of our team, and we have 2 full-time employees now, we're actually going to open up, I guess I should say, our agency to the public. And what that means is like, we'll be doing social media marketing, content marketing, social media, like photos and videos and things like that we can actually like charge people for and do, because we have the capacity now. And we will absolutely be loading out that entire site in Dubsado workflows and automations so that everything happens on autopilot. Just because I have the people to take care of this doesn't mean I have to use them and use their hours to do all of this. Like, Before I just did this form, what would happen is somebody would send me a message on Instagram, or somebody would email us and be like, hey, I want to work with Jessica. And we'd be like, well, this is how we do that. And they'd be like, oh, I'd love to do that. And then my team would be like, okay, well, here's the payment for that. And then they would be like, oh, okay. And then half the time they would fall off the face of the earth. Or then they would pay it, and then as soon as they paid it, my team would be like, oh, here's a contract. And then as soon as they signed the contract, my team would be like, okay, now let's get you scheduled. And so it was very manual, and it was taking a lot of time, and we don't want to do that. So I'm super excited about this. Now, I actually already have a page set up for the YouTube audits for people to purchase. And I want to finesse this a little bit. Like, I want it to be a little prettier, but that's something I'm going to do off camera. But right now, what I need to do is just go in my website and add a work with me tab and add tabs for these one-on-one sessions and the YouTube audit. Okay. Now, on my website, we have work with me, one-on-one sessions, get a YouTube audit. They go to the one-on-one sessions, they fill out that form, they get a YouTube audit, they go to that page to buy that. And now these things that make me money are actually living on my website where it's really easy for people to do. I'll actually probably go in to my contact menu and move this partner with us over to work with me, because that's for sponsorships and brand deals. But I'm super excited to finally have my website like I want it. And you know, I wanted to do this because it is so often that we like overlook things that we create or we do, and we are like, why is nobody buying this thing? But it's not in obvious places for people to purchase it. So when someone comes to my website, they should be able to pay me money. They should be able to shop my templates and courses and toolkits and all the things, but they should also be able to work with me in a one-on-one capacity or get an audit, or when I do open the agency back up, be able to access that from my website. I'll be honest, I'm like super nosy, and a lot of times I'll follow YouTubers who are like, I have this agency or I have this thing or whatever, and I go to their website and I try and find it and I can't. And I know that like they're like, oh, well, that's not how people find me, but sometimes it is. So we got to have these websites looking right. Okay. Thank you, Dubsado, for partnering with me in this video. Again, if you want to try them out, if you want to sign contracts, collect payment, send forms, automate the ish out of your business, and you need to do those types of things, Dubsado is for you. Go to heyjessica.com/Dubsado, DUBSADO, and use code HeyJessica for 30% off, but hurry because that code does expire in like 10 days. All right, until next time. Bye, y'all.